Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all glory, praises, and honors to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to you brothers that's doing this work in sincerity and in truth. Just want to come back at you with a quick testimony about certain vision, certain dreams that my girl has been having. Now, this is the second time she had this particular dream, right? And it happened the other day, and I was telling a couple brothers at camp today about this dream. All right, just something that's very spiritual that I want to just share with you brothers out there. That we are, as you know, in that time of persecution. Now, this dream that she had 2 times is basically about the alphabet boys rolling or coming for the man of the Lord. And they come and collect their families and collect the man and basically take them to a certain place. All right. Now, in this particular dream that my woman had, so-called FBI or whatever alphabet gang brought us to a location, like a secret location that she believed to be underground. Right. Now, my woman, she hasn't been following what's been going on with the whole thing of the persecution of us out there in or the so-called persecution that Esau is pushing out there in Jersey City with the whole shooting and linking it to the Hebrew Israelites. She has not been following that at all. So this dream that she had, is right on time. All right, because in this dream, like I said, Esau rolls on us. It's basically, she was telling me that certain brothers and their families was getting collected and being brought to this location. Now, the whole reasoning of them bringing us to this location is basically to find out how do we know the quote-unquote government's plans, or these groups' plans to carry out what they plan basically to carry out on the earth, the so-called New World Order that's coming, right? So that's the whole reasoning about, why are they bringing us to this place, okay? And also to find out what we're planning, all right? The other part of this whole thing, which, the Hebrew Israelites are the most transparent out of anybody, all right? Our doctrine, everything goes up online. You know exactly what we believe in. And it's just basically about coming out and teaching the scriptures to our people, and that's basically the extent of it. But Esau has to do what he does, and we gotta do what we do, right? But let me jump right into the scriptures, because I don't want to make this too long. But I just want to touch on a couple points. This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. It says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried." Right? So when she was shaken up by this dream, because it's the second time she didn't had it, all right? The first time was before the whole thing that went down in Jersey City. And this is the second time, but with more detail, all right? So understand that this thing must happen, man. All right, and brothers, you got to know that it's going to happen. It might not happen to every brother, but some brothers, that's going to be their lot. So basically, it's just fulfilling prophecy. All right, that's it. Through the Spirit, we know that we haven't done anything. All right, we're not at fault, but this system has to blame us to fulfill this prophecy. Right? It says, "And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." All right. "He that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death." Right. So we know what the second death entails. All right. We know how the first death is dealing with the great flood, and the second death is going to be with fire, that nuclear fire, and also that spiritual fire. So regardless of what situation Yahweh Shai has you in out here, all right, you got to understand that this must happen, man. And you got to be tested for your faith. You gotta be tested if you truly believe this thing, and that's just what it is. All right. So I know we can speak now, but try not to be shaken up. All right, when this thing occurs, but understand the will of the Heavenly Father. And even my girl, which usually she's a warrior, when she woke up and was shaken up by the dream, she ended up saying something that was spiritual. She was like, because I told her when this thing goes down, and if it happens to come true, your vision, all right, just worry about my son or whatever. Don't try to defend me. Don't try to take up for me. Like, I can deal with it. I can handle it. And she was like, well, whatever happens, let the will of the Most High be done, right? And she usually wouldn't say nothing like that, but she said it. So I know there was something very spiritual about this particular dream. But let me keep going. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah 30:7. It says, "Alas, for the day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." Right. So some brothers are gonna get rolled on. Some brothers are gonna go to so-called camps or whatever. Some brothers aren't gonna catch that affliction. But regardless of what test and trial that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai brings to you, know that he has the ability to save you out of it if you remain faithful, if you don't turn, if you don't, like I said, have that Judas spirit, or have the alphabet boys lean on you, try to get you to admit the shit that you didn't do, or try to have you implicate brothers that they did things they didn't do. All those things are coming. All those trials and accusations and allegations are coming. All right. So do not be don't be surprised or marvel not, as the scriptures say. Right. Let's continue. All right, let's go to the book of Matthew 10:16. Right. Because also in this dream, she was saying, when we was in this so-called undercover underground area, she said she was seeing all type of technology that was not basically released to the public, or stuff that you wouldn't even imagine exists, but they had it in this underground area. All right, which we men of the Lord, we talk about these type of things all the time. The type of things that Esau has that he's not letting be released to the public. Because basically, if we have it, it's old technology. They didn't move on to something bigger and better, but waiting for the perfect time to bring certain inventions out, so to speak. But let's go back to the scriptures. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, and I'm going to start at 16. Right? It says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. All right? Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves." Right? That's a commandment, especially when we go out there to the highways and byways, man. This is strictly, we out there being basically harmless. All right? You're not out there promoting violence or pushing violence. But guess what? We're going to get characterized and demonized that we do that anyway. Verse 17, "But beware of man, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues, and ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake." Now this happened to the disciples and apostles in the ancient world, but guess what? It's going to happen again, all right, in this time, okay? For a testimony against them and the Gentiles, all right? Because our message, the doctrine, is about the nation of Israel, all right? The hopeful elect receiving salvation, and through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, setting back up the kingdom and order in the earth again. All right, that's what it boils down to. Okay, so when we are brought before these people, but I'm gonna read it. It's gonna say it. "But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour." What? Right? What ye shall speak. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. Right? So a lot of times brothers plan on saying this or plan on doing that, but the Spirit have you say something or come at a different angle. And many times brothers have thought they're going to do a lesson about this, but the Spirit will flip it and you end up going into something else. Why? Because it's all through your Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. At the end of the day, we ultimately are just vessels, right? It says, and the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents, and cause them to be put to death. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved. Right? So you're gonna have divisions. You're gonna have family members turn on you. You're gonna have all these things happen because guess what? We were pulled out of this world. We walked away from the status quo, so to speak. All right, you looked at strange because you don't celebrate these wicked ass holidays. You don't eat the diet that you used to eat. All right, you don't conduct yourself the way you used to conduct yourself, because why? You put on that new man, as it talks about in Colossians and in Ephesians, right? So you change. So guess what? You make it for yourself a prey, as the scriptures say. So all these things must and will come to pass, right? So I just wanted to share that dream, share that vision that my woman had, all right? That these things are going to come to pass quicker than brothers can expect, all right? Because the first dream or vision that my woman had was basically, I believe it was in the summertime, right? That this thing went down. And Esau, man, you know, he basically shut down the neighborhood I was living in, shut down the streets. He wouldn't let no traffic in, no traffic out. She was like, it was eerily quiet, and they came. But this time in the second dream, they came at night and was banging on the door, all right? So it's all spiritual. But I wanted to share that because, you know, I know other brothers have dreams, or their women have dreams, because we are in that time that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is truly pouring out his spirit to the Israelites to let them know that we almost out of here. But with that, I hope some brothers get some edification. I want to give all glory, praises, and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and shalom next time.